What's up, everyone? It's the Lego Detective, and today I thought that I would talk about something which is really important for Bakugan fans, the community of Bakugan, and also for my channel right here, because I am a huge Bakugan fan, and lately I've been doing a lot of Bakugan videos, and this is something which just changes everything. I'm hoping that most of you that are watching, I'm hoping that most of you already know about it, but because I think that I'm a little bit late to the party here. But if you don't, now is your time to learn that there is actually a Bakugan reboot coming out sometime in 2018. So yes, that is huge news. There is, I believe, like a name for it. I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet, but it is called Bakugan Battle Planet. So yes, it's very, very interesting, and yes, I'm very excited for this reboot. And I watched the video a while ago. I actually just rewatched it a few minutes ago before making this video. I think it was published in like 2016 or something like that. And it was basically about Spin Master talking about how they designed Bakugan and how Bakugan is one of those toys which is like a global phenomenon type of thing. And yes, it has been announced that there is going to be a Bakugan reboot. The rumors are true. I know that about a few months ago, there were just some rumors going around about a reboot of Bakugan, a new series coming out. But now it is confirmed. Bakugan Battle Planet, I'm not sure where that name was found. I'm pretty sure maybe on like some sort of Spin Master website. Obviously that is subject to change, but it is very, very exciting. So, yes, Bakugan is something that I've been into for a really, really long time. Ever since I think it was like 4 years old, is when I first heard of Bakugan. And, yeah, I just loved Bakugan as a kid. I've had 4 Bakugan phases throughout my life. I'm the type of person which is into a lot of different things, and I kind of have phases going into one thing out of the other thing. Obviously, most of the time I'm into Legos. At this moment, I'm kind of more into Beat-em-on and Bakugan and Beyblade. That's why I haven't done a lot of Lego videos recently, because I'm into Beat-em-on, Bakugan, and Beyblade. So, yeah. As a kid, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I liked Bakugan. And then I remember when I was 9 years old, I got back into Bakugan, and I actually ordered this giant lot of Bakugan off of eBay, and that's where I got most of my collection from. And then when I was also like 8, 9 years old, I got some Bakugan from my friend, and yeah, my friend Josh, he gave me a lot of the Bakugan, especially a lot of these B1 Bakugan over here. And then last year, I was into Bakugan as well. And then this year, I got back into Bakugan about like a month or 2 ago. So, yes, and it is super exciting that there's going to be this new reboot. So, what am I hoping for? Well, firstly, I'm hoping that we get more information about this Bakugan reboot within the next few months. I'm hoping before like March we get at least a little bit more information, either more information about the reboot, about the series, and I'm hoping that by the end of 2018, the Bakugan, Bakugan Battle Planet, or whatever it ends up being called, I'm hoping that by the end of 2018, it has hit stores in US and Canada, Australia, all those types of places. And I'm really hoping that we can get it as fast as possible. But I'm also hoping that Spin Master takes their time and makes sure that they have designed something that can be as successful as the original Bakugan. Now, these are the 3 storylines for the show, or for the story, that I would hope to happen. Either it can be kind of an approach like the original show, where Bakugan are creatures from New Vestroia, and that would be fine. Probably also something which would be very interesting, but not my most ideal choice, would be kind of like a continuation of the original story, but not really. Like, there would be some of the characters, like, for example, like Dan, Runo, Marucho, Shun, Spectra even. That would be awesome. But they would kind of be like much older. It would be many years after the original storyline, and they would be kind of just set up as characters which you hear about, but they're not really main characters. The main character and his friends would be a new batch of characters, because you can't really expect people and kids in America and also in other countries to know the storyline of Bakugan, especially if they're like 4 or 5 years old. The last time that a Bakugan product was sold on shelves, I think it was like 2012 or 2013 in Japan with Bakutech, and I believe 2011 or 2010 is when Bakugan Mectanium Surge ended, ending the entire thing in the U.S. So, yeah, it's really exciting, but it would be kind of interesting, kind of like Cardfight Vanguard G, where you have like, obviously Chrono and Shion, and I forgot her name. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Anyway, I'm just forgetting the names. But then you kind of have like characters like Aichi, Kai, and Misaki and Kamui, which are kind of like older, more grown up, and they're side characters just to kind of support the main cast. And if I watched Cardfight Vanguard G without even hearing or watching Cardfight Vanguard, the first anime series, it's the anime is made in such a way where I can understand what these characters are, and that they were kind of like, when they were little and younger, they used to be like very, very popular. They would go to all these tournaments. So it makes sense for Cardfight Vanguard. I'm hoping that if they use some of the older characters in this new Bakugan series, I'm hoping that they do the same thing. So, yeah. And another approach would be similar to Beyblade and also pretty similar to Bakutech, which are these guys right here, from Japan, where Bakugan is more of like a competitive game and sport, and you have to have more strategy. In Bakutech, really, there weren't that many battles. I'm pretty sure that in the entire anime, there were only 2 or 3 battles that actually used gate cards and gate card ability. The rest of it was strategy. Using a Bakugan that's very heavy so that it's hard to get knocked off, knocking your opponent's Bakugan off, getting double stands, having special abilities to defend and knock off your opponent's Bakugan. All of the Bakugan and Bakutech had some sort of shooting style, like because they had metal or they had like a special piece in them that's meant for you to shoot them in a specific way. As the original Bakugan wasn't like that. And in Bakutech, it pretty much took away all of the mystical stuff, like from New Vestroya, Bakugan are creatures saving the world, and it turned into more of like just competitive play. And in the end of season 1 of Bakugan Bakutech, there was like this evil guy named Zakuro who used a Bakugan called Seis Tavanol and became completely evil. So that kind of incorporated a little bit of the mystical element. But for most of the Bakutech series, and also for Bakutech Gachi, the follow-up series with the bind system, it was more of just a competitive game, and there were quote-unquote Bakugan dojos, which is basically the equivalent of the kind of like the different world teams in Beyblade, like BC Soul and New York Bulls, all of those teams in Beyblade Burst God. So I'm hoping that they take an approach kind of like that, and if they take an approach using some of the older characters and storyline, I'm hoping that they can do it similarly to Cardfight Vanguard G, where the older characters are integrated into the story but not forced upon the main characters. And I'm really hoping that we get a really good, recognizable main cast, and similar to the original one. Like, in the intro of every Bakugan Season 1 episode, you basically had Dan explaining all these cards that fell from the sky, and then the little balls that opened up when they landed on the card, and it became a game. And then him and his friends created, like, an online net. I'm hoping that they do something like that. A very easy story to grasp, just like a snap. You can get it and understand it, and there you go. It's in your head, and you have some nice characters, and some nice opponents, some nice challenges to overcome, and I'm really hoping that the series is really great. And I'm also hoping that for the toys, they make it a very simple game, similarly to the original rules for Bakugan. That means no traps, no battle gear, none of that Mectanium Surge stuff. Stuff in Mectanium Surge, I think that that's what ruined Bakugan. Gandalian Invaders, it started going downhill, but Titanium Surge just ruined it. And I'm really hoping that they stick to a similar thing with, like, Bakugan have different G powers. You land them on the cards, you get G power bonuses and abilities with ability cards, and also on the gate cards. That's what I want. And I also want them to use all of the same attributes. I'm sure that they will use all the same attributes. If they don't, then that's just going to be a fail. But I'm really hoping that they stick with very simple rules to start it off and don't overcomplicate it. Stick with the original rules from the original Bakugan. And also, don't make any of the Bakugan like the Godalian Invaders ones when they were very bumpy and they looked kind of ugly. So just make the Bakugan look very smooth, kind of like the original B1 and B2 Bakugan. And B1, B2, those are the different sizes of the Bakugan. At first, Bakugan were smaller, like these, and then they got bigger. So, yeah, but I'm just really excited. I'm really hoping that the toys are very simple, Bakugan are simple, and I'm just super excited. And if Bakugan, this new Bakugan series, if it hits well as Beyblade Burst did, it's going to be awesome. My only concern, though, is that the Sega Toys, which is the producer of Bakugan in Japan, Sega Toys isn't doing this new Bakugan. This is all Spin Master's idea. And actually, Spin Master was the original people who thought up of the idea of Bakugan. It was their idea, and then it was integrated into Sega Toys, and then they just got a few of the first B1 Bakugan, and then they got a few of the new Vestroya Bakugan, and then they started getting the Bakutech and all of these new Vestroya exclusive ones right here, like Helios Mark II and Cross Dragonoid there, and then they started doing Bakutech. So, yeah, I'm not sure if there's any confirmation of Sega Toys doing this, but I'm hoping that Spin Master can hit it hard and hit it well. Just shoot the Bakugan, land it right on that card, and give it all the power it needs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they gotta make the Bakugan simple, recognizable, and they gotta make the story good. They gotta make it appeal. They have to have good promoting, good advertising, and I think that Bakugan can become a hit thing, just like it was many years ago. And this is also really exciting because most of my hobbies, like Beyblade Burst, when I got into Beyblade Burst a year ago, and then I kind of left it, and then I came back just a few months ago, when I got into Beyblade Burst, it was already a thing. Like, it had already came out. In the US, it hadn't come out, but it was out in Japan. And Beat 'em On is done. After Beyblade Burst ends, there's probably going to be another Beat 'em On series. But this is really exciting that for once, one of my favorite things as a child and also today is returning. It's kind of like with Bionicle, almost. Except I'm really hoping that Spin Master does it so well that it's not like Bionicle G2. It doesn't just kind of flop right down after a year or two of products. I'm really hoping that Bakugan can become as big as it used to be, as big as other properties like Beyblade, and I'm hoping that it can take the world by storm, and that'll just be amazing. So when these new Bakugan Battle Planet, when these new Bakugan toys are released, I definitely you guys should definitely expect me to be buying a lot of them and to be reviewing them on this channel because it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. After I bought the giant lot of Bakugan from Japan, including some of these rare Japanese Bakugan over here, I kind of made myself a little promise that I wouldn't buy any more Bakugan. But, you know, now that Bakugan is coming back and they're also going to be common, like they're not really going to be expensive, because you could just find them in stores once they're released. They're going to be coming to stores. I could just walk into a Target or Toys R Us and just pick one up. At that point, I'm going to be buying a lot more Bakugan. So yes, Bakugan's going to be coming back. I'm already doing a lot of reviews of Bakugan, and I'm going to hope to keep my Bakugan reviews coming, and I'm going to hope to kind of continue my Bakugan reviews now of the original Bakugan until this new Bakugan series comes out, and that'll just be amazing. But yeah, this video is long enough, but thank you all for watching, and yes, I'm just really excited for Bakugan, so yes. Anyway, yeah, bye, and keep rolling. See ya.